Could it last a week? Could it last 2 or 3? That's possible. 2016 saw very similar. The dollar had been very high. The world economy was super slow. World trade had slowed down because the dollar was so strong. And the Japanese came in and intervened in their currency. All the markets blew up, exactly the same mechanism. But what happened after that was the central bank started stimulating, particularly the Chinese, because they've been waiting for this moment to do so. The Europeans last time around and the UK last time around. This time, I think it's going to be the Chinese who are going to stimulate. And why they get to stimulate is they couldn't do much cutting of interest rates or stimulating of monetary policy because their currency was too weak and they didn't want to lose control of it. But now the dollar has weakened, they're able to do more. So I think really it's probably a net positive. Just give it a few weeks and it's probably very positive.
Okay, so I'm going to test this out on you. 15 corrections in the last 5 years of at least 10%, 15 corrections. Okay, the 1,000-year flood, that being defined by the global financial crisis or the stock market crash 87, the David Askin blow up. You and I are old enough to remember that in 94, the 1998 Russian ruble crisis that blew up long-term capital management in 98. It feels like the 1,000-year flood happens on Wall Street every 5 or 6 years. And we chop our way higher. Is that the case? I mean, talk to an individual investor. Should you say, oh, well, this time is different. We're going down 50%. We're going into a global depression, or are we just chopping higher?
So firstly, it depends when these events happen. If the economy is rolling over after you've had a strong period, inflation has been rising, the Fed are raising rates. If it happens then, it can risk turning into something bigger. When you're the opposite, which is the business cycle is just turning up now, the Fed are cutting rates, the probability of this being a bigger event is significantly lower. So from that probability, less so.